Hi there! You are here to learn about estrogen and how it affects your body, and I'm here to tell you how. My name is Dorian, and I'm the owner of the Limitless Lifestyle Academy, and I've been coaching women over 40 to live in harmony with their hormones for the past 12 years. So let's get right to it. So I want to start by talking about what are hormones. Everybody thinks that hormones, we hear that word, that it's your sex hormones. But the fact of the matter is that we have lots and lots and lots of different hormones in our bodies. Hormones are just messengers that take information from one place to another place in the body and tell it to do something, right? So estrogen is just one of those hormones. There are several different types of estrogen. I don't know if you knew that, but there are. And that's really where the big impact comes in when it has to do with your body over the age of 40. So let's start by talking about the different types of estrogens. We actually have three, but I'm only going to talk about two today that really have an impact here. The first one is called estradiol. And estradiol is a really, really strong estrogen. And estradiol is produced by our ovaries during our reproductive years. And estradiol signals our bodies to hold fat in our hips and our thighs. And this is for childbearing, pregnancy, and lactating. So what happens is when you move out of your childbearing years, your estradiol levels start to drop off, right? And your body's like, oh boy, I need estrogen. Your body needs estrogen for other things other than making babies, believe it or not. And a big one is bone health. And that's a big concern for we ladies who are over 40 and as we move toward the later years in our lives. So our brains are saying, oh boy, where's all my estrogen? So, your brain starts signaling your body to say, okay, give me estrogen. So here's where the second estrogen comes into play. And that estrogen is called estrone. And the problem with estrone is that it's kind of twofold. The first is that it's very weak. So it takes like this much estrone to do the job of this much estradiol. And the second problem is that where estradiol is produced by our ovaries, estrone is produced by, you guess it, belly fat. So abdominal fat, subcutaneous abdominal fat can act as an endocrine organ, meaning it secretes hormones. So your body naturally wants to store this fat around your abdomen to provide estrogen to the body. Make sense? So now let's talk about that change that actually happens. It's insidious. You can't see it. It starts off really slowly, and then all of a sudden you're like one day like what's that? I don't know, maybe you were busy or not exercising as much, right? But no, that is not the case. It is your hormones changing and you don't realize what's happening to your body. So as time goes on, this process speeds up. You get less and less estradiol, right? So your body wants more and more of the estrone, so you start to hang on to this fat. So I have a really great image that I'm going to put up right now for you, and we're going to talk about this a little bit. And it's so simple, but it's very, very impactful. So you can see on here where you see the shift zone. Okay, this is what I call, our shift zone in our 40s. Okay, we have to start making shifts in our lifestyle to accommodate for these hormonal changes that are happening. So what do I mean by that? Look at the graph. You can see between your 40s and up to 70, and it keeps changing after that, but the really huge impact. But my friend, that is 30 years. Right? 30 years of this happening. So it's really, really important that we understand what's happening in our bodies so that we know what to do to live our healthiest lives in bodies that we love and adore. So you can see here, right around your 40s is where you're starting to lose more and more estradiol, right? So right around your 40s, and some women actually start with hormonal change in their 30s. But the important thing to know is when you're in your early 40s, most likely this is starting to happen. So you can see that here. And as that estrogen decreases, look at how much different it is from 40 to 70. Right? So as this estradiol is decreasing, your body wants more estrogen. And that's going to cause your body to hold on to abdominal fat. So another really crazy thing that happens, so you have your estradiol, right, in your 30s, and then you're storing fat in your hips and your thighs, right? Now, if you've gained a little bit too much in your hips and thighs, don't think that that weight in your 40s just shifts up from your hips to your thighs into your abdomen. That doesn't happen, right? It stays there, and then you'll start storing more fat in your abdomen. So just beware of that. So here's the thing about abdominal fat and our 40s, 50s, and 60s. We don't want to add insult to injury. Your body naturally wants to do this. It's a survival mechanism, okay? But what happens in our society is that we add insult to injury. What are the big insults, okay? Insult number one is that we don't exercise properly. I have created a methodology of exercise that helps my women harmonize with what's happening in their bodies, right? So really, really important to exercise properly to maintain your best body composition. And we need good body composition because for lots of things, but it helps increase the more lean muscle mass we have, the better and more efficient our metabolism is. Then we have insult number two. This is an easy one. Guys, we got to stop eating processed foods. We have to eat regularly. We have to stop eating processed foods, things from boxes and bags and cans, right? Shop on the outside of the grocery store. You can have a little treat every now and then, but these processed foods are filled with junk. They're filled with sodium. They're filled with fat, really, really inefficient, fast digesting carbohydrates. And we'll talk about that in another episode, but trust me, it's not good. Insult number 3. Stress. And this is huge, huge, huge. Stress will make you huge. It can. It's really bad for you in so many ways, but let's talk about how it affects your fat storage. When we're stressed out, stress is good. We have certain stressors in our life that are good. It gets us revved up to do things, right? If we're in a situation that is an emergency, right? We get that burst of energy that helps us get through. But then those are hormones, right? It's a hormone called cortisol. So what happens is that cortisol gets released, gives you the energy to do what you need to do in the stressful situation, and then it backs off. Here's the problem. With chronic stress, we're constant state of cortisol being released into our bodies. And what cortisol does, cortisol makes you hold on to abdominal fat. It just does. So if you're constantly stressed, you've constantly got cortisol circulating in your body, you're going to constantly be holding on and putting on more fat, okay? That's your third insult to injury. Here's number 4, and number 4 relates to number 3. Number 4 is sleep. So our bodies do a major hormonal reset at night to prepare us for the next day. So if your hormones are all screwed up during the day, they're going to be screwed up at night too. Your body's not really going to know what to do. So you don't get that reset that you need. You don't get that restorative sleep that you need for your body to prepare for the next day. Because you're supposed to produce cortisol in the morning, right? A little bit of cortisol to get you up and going, out of bed, ready for your day, right? And I'm going to say there is another insult, number 5, our mindset, right? I find it ridiculously crazy and quite frankly insulting that society has turned menopause into this ugly thing. And why, right? Why do we fall into that way of thinking and mindset? I'm sorry, I'm healthier than I've ever been. I'm 59 years old. I'm healthier than I've ever been. I'm more energetic than I've ever been. I think I look the best I ever have because I practice a certain way of wellness, a new way of wellness. It's very different from what I did before I had my children. I had my last child at 41, right? I had to start changing things after that, right? And you could do the same thing too. But having a mindset that not that, oh, I'm over the hill or I'm less relevant or I'm invisible. No, you are more relevant. You have resources, you have wisdom, you have time to have the best time of your life. Don't fall into it. You are amazing and you are limitless. So I really hope that this conversation, very basic, about how estrogen decline and this change in our lives is totally normal and natural and beautiful, and so are you, right? So don't fall into it. Mark down those 5 insults and maybe take one of them and make one change this week. Just one. Like, I'm not going to eat white rice. Or I'm going to go for a walk Tuesday and Thursday at lunch for half an hour, right? Little shifts along the way make big differences. So I hope you have a fantastic and totally limitless day, and I'll see you again next time. If you loved this, please subscribe below. And you can click on the link below to learn about some of our cool and amazing new offers. Take care.